Okay, hi YouTube. I just wanted to do another vlog this week since we weren't able to record a show on Monday, and we won't have any more reviews up until the 19th or a couple days after that. Today I was just trying to decide on what I would review or what I would talk about, and I decided that as good as anything, I will do my top 5 favorite films. Now, I just want to preface this by saying that this is not what I think are the top 5 greatest films of all time, but these are my personal top 5 favorite, and I'll kind of go over why. Also, these are in no particular order. These are just the 5 films that I can come back to the most and get just as much enjoyment out of them every single time. Maybe we'll start like a vlogging tag game with this or something. I know a lot of people out there have made their top 100s and their top 50s and their top 25s, and that's all a little too grand of scale for me, but I can pare it down to the 5, even though this is in no particular order. The 5th one that I will talk about is Silence of the Lambs by Jonathan Demme, 1991, Oscar winner. I really like this movie because it really redefined the thriller and horror genre in the early 90s, and as we know, after Silence of the Lambs, there were 100, or possibly even more, Silence of the Lambs clones and ripoffs that came out shortly thereafter. Some of them were really good, like in the case of 7, and some of them were not so good in the case of Along Came a Spider. But I really enjoy Silence of the Lambs for pretty much every reason. I mean, Jonathan Demme's direction is very competent and very stylized, but yet grounded. And I really, of course, love the performances. The chemistry between Hopkins and Jodie Foster is awesome and really good, and obviously carried that movie. But it's also just a really effective horror film at the same time, and I can just watch it over and over again and still get that same kind of suspense that I did the first time, which is hard to do with a suspense movie. Okay, the second film I'm going to talk about that are in my top 5 is, and this might surprise a couple of you, or maybe all of you, it's somewhat of a guilty pleasure, but I do think it is a very good movie. Clueless by Amy Heckerling, 1995. Now, you might think this is kind of a silly pick, or you might have caught it once when you were 13, maybe younger, and thought, oh, well, that's a kind of a silly little teen movie, and you maybe have never revisited it. I would urge all of you out there who have not seen this movie in 5+ years to look at it again. You will realize that it is actually a really clever movie. The dialogue is really, really tough. And there's so many jokes in this movie, so many little quips and little things in the dialogue that you will just run right over you the first time you see it. But every single time you see it, you'll catch more and more little jokes and references and things that are just going by like this. And it makes the movie just endlessly rewatchable. Plus, I mean, look at the cast. Sure, Alicia Silverstone hasn't made a movie almost since then, with the exception of some flops here and there. But we have Paul Rudd, who is now super hugely famous. We have, oh god, I can't think of his name. That black guy who's in Scrubs, who, you know, became fairly famous TV-wise. And this is where Brittany Murphy came from. Oh, just so many little character actors here or there that just are so famous now. It kind of came from this movie. But yeah, very good movie. Love it a lot. I watch it probably 3 or 4 times a month at the video store that I work at. American Beauty by Sam Mendes, 1999, another Oscar winner. I really love American Beauty because it is a complex character movie. It works both as a drama and a comedy, and delivers completely in both. It's genuinely very funny, very biting sense of humor through most of the first half of the movie. And, you know, when it gets to the more serious stuff, it's handled in such a way that it really complements the comedy, rather than augmenting it, or rather than sort of distorting it, if that makes any sense at all. And the direction, again, is beautiful, the cinematography is beautiful, I love the visuals, the visual metaphors, and every single character in this movie is two-dimensional, or completely dimensional characters, and you can look at every single character with a certain perspective. Everybody has their own stuff going on in the movie, and keeps, even though it focuses on the Kevin Spacey character, whose performance I love, but every single character, even the ones that are less likable, have a pathos. So I find that really interesting, and I can always watch that movie. These last two might be my official 1 and 2. So, for lack of a better, I don't know, excuse for doing this video, we will call these my official 2 and my official 1. My official 2 favorite film of all time is, and this won't surprise a lot of my friends, Pulp Fiction, Quentin Tarantino, 1994. What is there to say? This is one of those movies that are just obviously cool. Every single time you watch it, it's, you know, almost like Clueless. There's 1,000 little things going on in the dialogue all the time, and you can catch new things every single time you see the movie. It's really entertaining, and it's interesting the way the movie is composed. Of course, everyone talks about the nonlinear storytelling and how the stories kind of overlap on each other, and it was sort of the movie that popularized that, and we see that a lot now. But at the time, it was very revolutionary. You know, just that amalgamation of genre that Tarantino loves to play with, specifically blaxploitation, film noir. I can quote almost every single line along with the movie, and it's just one of those ones that if anyone's ever like, well, I've never seen that movie, I almost have to force them to see it, because it really is that good. And finally, my official number 1 favorite movie of all time. I saw this when I was probably 6 years old on TV, and it scared me to death, but I loved it at the same time, and every single time I see it, I still get that same nostalgic 6-year-old excitement that I did the first time I saw it with my parents on TV. And that is Steven Spielberg's Jaws, 1974? Maybe 75. Love this movie. I recently watched it again at the college theater. It was the first time I've ever seen it on a big screen, and I got a completely new perspective out of the movie, seeing it on a large scale rather than a small scale. And you really kind of put me back into the 70s of what that must have been like for that audience at the time. It truly is a very scary movie, but again, it's also very funny. There's lots of fun character dynamics between the 3 male leads, and really good performances, and you know, it's that Spielberg magic that people talk about when they're talking about the Spielberg magic. And this was the movie, I think, that really kind of directed the rest of his career. The way he deals with characters, and the way he deals with situations, and the way he deals with suspense. And, you know, it's a monster movie where for half the movie you don't see the monster, and everyone kind of talks about that. But what I really love about the movie, more so than anything else, is the characters. And it's the character-centric action film. And I kind of miss those days. As you've noticed, the characters are very secondary in most action movies, but this movie really knows how to balance all of that. And, you know, when the action does come, it delivers. And it's endlessly rewatchable. So that's it. Those are my official top 5 favorite movies of all time. You can leave the comments, tell me what you think, maybe give me your top 5 either in a video response or in the comments below. I'll see you guys sometime after the 19th, maybe the 20th, and we will have reviews for Inception and a few new releases on video. Talk to you later. Bye.